Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the third and final game here between LucifroN and NeV. We are on the Shattered Temple for the last game in the series. Up here in the 12 o'clock spawn location, we've got NeV as our pink Protoss player. And then down here in the 6 o'clock position, our green Terran player is going to be LucifroN. Yes, this is the third game. NeV ends up winning last game with a great final engagement. And again, a major issue that game for LucifroN was that he went so Viking heavy, and NeV just stopped making Colossus. And as a result, you spend so many resources in all these Vikings, you don't have as much of a ground force. His tanks and Marines and Marauder numbers weren't quite as strong because he spent a lot of Espion and minerals on those on the Vikings. And then as a result, NeV sticking pretty much with a heavy Zealot and Archon force, also of course some sentries and stalkers in the mix, didn't have anything for those Vikings to attack, and was able to mop up the relatively small ground forces of LucifroN and then secure the victory. He was about to take out the high yield expansion. At that point, LucifroN realized he was kind of out of the game. And there you have it, my friends. There you have it indeed. And now we can see NeV moving out with his scouting probe, firstly checking that 9 o'clock position. He is then going to be moving down to the 6 o'clock, at which point he will be scouting out LucifroN. He should also be there before that Rax finishes, so he is going to be able to do a little bit of probe harass there and try to engage the SCV. Very cool little positioning there of that supply depot, making that initial probe harass not as effective because he actually can't go fully around to that Rax to harass that SCV. I actually think that's pretty interesting. Haven't seen that a lot. Pretty cool stuff there by LucifroN. All right, so back over here, SCV Scout also moving out. First checking the 9. He will then be going up to the 12 o'clock position. Here comes that second pylon, and very shortly we'll also be seeing that Cybernex core. As you can see, the assimilator there is now finished, and that gateway just about finished there to pop. There you go indeed. Now the Rax has finished. First Marine is out. NeV will be heading back home with his probe as he does want to try to stay away. I'm pretty sure he obviously scouted those no gas. Yep, no gas there at all. So LucifroN once more will be going one Rax into expand without question. In fact, there's the SCV to build that expansion. SCV scout for LucifroN dancing around the main. NeV. Oh, where's your cybernetics core? NeV poo. I think he's delaying it to come out with a 1 gate into expand. I believe that's what's happening, as he did spot the no gas telling him that LucifroN was going 1 Rax into expand. Maybe he just decided to delay that for his expansion. There it is. Okay, whew. I was really worried for a minute. I was like, NeV, you're screwing things up badly, but no, he in fact decided. In fact, as you can see, there's actually only one guy on the assimilator. Now there goes the second, but he didn't need as much gas early on because he decided to go for that Nexus first. So pretty cool decision making there. Oh, a little bit of a micro engagement here as the Zealot's trying to chase down these 2 Marines. He's going to be trying to catch up to the nice one. A nice split there by LucifroN. NeV is going to be forced back at the moment. Unfortunately, that Zealot not doing as much damage as he would have hoped. He has managed to get off 1 kill, but that is it. Let's take a quick look here. It looks like it was a worker, as there has been an SCV killed, and that's about it. So each player killing off 1 worker of the opponent, but that is it. And NeV moving around right now with a couple of probes, and then I wonder why he moved down with 2. I really don't know what informed that decision. Why does he have 2 probes down there? No idea. Finally dropping that Cybernex core after he got that Nexus. Now that has finished. We'll be seeing that Warp Gate research as well as a Stalker come on through. Second assimilator also up, and here comes a second gateway. And that natural expansion getting very, very close to finish. As you can see, LucifroN's command center at his natural is already done, and he is preparing again for a quick third. A little repeat performance of the first game. Yeah, quite possible. Going for that very, very, very quick third expansion. And this, again, it's risky, but if he gets it successfully up and running, then he's in a tremendous spot. The other thing, too, is he can go over here and essentially hide it from NeV for quite a while. That's going to be a possibility for him. 2 Zealots attempting to move down, but with the bunker there, not going to be able to do much at all. We do have nothing's going on. So he's just going to be pulling back here with those 2 Zealots and the Stalkers. He doesn't have an opportunity to do any damage. He's just got 2 gateways. Also coming out with a robotics right now. The expansion now up and running. He's working to get that saturated. This command center over here for LucifroN done, and turning into an orbital command. And look at the Rax heavy that we will be seeing here from LucifroN. Sometime shortly, I will expect a factory and then working up to a starport. But as of now, he is just pumping out those Marines, and he's pretty content with that for the moment. One Zealot trying to work down these rocks over here. Stalker taking control of the center of the map. SCV Scout attempts to move on up. We'll be scouting out the Expo and not much else, as that sentry will prevent him from walking his way up into the main. And there it is, SCV now moving down. And let's see what else he tries to scout over here. Checking the rocks, he does notice that they're a little bit damaged, so that tips him off. Hey, looks like NeV may be planning to end a third. Something for him to keep an eye on now that he saw that that was damaged. And there you go, NeV continues to try to work down those destructible rocks over there. Expansion still working to saturate that natural, still hasn't decided to move out into the third. And you know, you will see this as well, and it looks like this is LucifroN's MO. Before he actually gets that third base, he instead decides, all right, let's fully saturate that natural expansion, and then when that's a little bit oversaturated, I go ahead and I drop my third. Now with this earlier saturation, this actually should give him a little bit of an economic lead, and let's take a quick look, see if we can spot that there. So yes, LucifroN with that slight economic lead, because he's got an extra building pumping out gatherers, he is able to get that slight advantage over NeV. We'll take a look, 45 probes as opposed to 40 SCVs. I am full of it. It's actually just the mules that are given those extra resources. But no, it is definitely the case that LucifroN is going to be able to churn out those workers a little bit quicker. Of course, one advantage that NeV has is he was able to chrono boost out some probes, and that's probably what gave him that early advantage in terms of number of workers. Rocks finally taken care of. Now NeV has the opportunity to grab a third of his own. SCV engaging the probe, and the probe will be forced around to head back home. And the forces of NeV actually trying to move down to retaliate against the SCV, but not going to happen. He probably realizes, hey, the SCV has a tower. He'll see me coming. He'll just move anyways. Let me not move out of my base with all my forces. Scan from LucifroN takes a look at the main base. He's going to spot the 2 forges and the 4 gateways. Also, now he knows Colossus are coming out. And this is probably going to lead straight into some Vikings, although he still doesn't even have a starport yet, as he is just now finishing his factory. Now, we'll be seeing some 1-1 upgrades coming out here from LucifroN. LucifroN now finally prepared to take his third base. Should be lifting off this orbital very shortly, and there it is, that point of oversaturation. He's got extra workers kind of dancing around, not mining in between, and at that point he realizes, all right, now's a good time to lift off my orbital and drop a third. SCV Scout again forces back the probe. Stalker tries to come down to take out that SCV, but one Marauder responds with a stim pack and drops the Stalker. And LucifroN goes on and continues to maintain control of the center of the map. So again, here's that high yield expansion coming on through here for NeV. NeV also preparing to be able to get an Expo down there. I do want to take a quick look here. Nothing doing at the moment for LucifroN, just sticking with his bio. Just now working his way up. We will be seeing an armory come on through that's going to allow for those 2-2 upgrades from that engineering bay. And we should be seeing, he might go straight into a Viking or two. Never mind, just go straight for those double medevacs. The reason I said that is because he did spot that robotics bay. So he knows Colossus are coming on through, and he's going to want to start to get some Vikings early on. Maybe just starting off with 2. And there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Decides, you know what? That's right. There are Colossus coming out, just like Force said so. and he wants to make sure that he is prepared to deal with that. Now, even though he's going to be missing on the healing of those medevacs, it's much more devastating to have to deal with Colossus. And because the force field's not even be able to get within range of them, he'd rather have the Vikings to be able to respond to that. All right, we will be seeing another gateway as well as a Twilight Council. 2 gateways, in fact. And then a Twilight Council allowing him to work up into High Templar and Archons, or he may just be going straight for some charged Zealots and Orbling Stalkers. Third, now getting saturated over here for LucifroN, so still, again, not a lot of action here in the early stage of the game. We are just seeing both players essentially kind of work up their forces. NeV is getting a whole bunch of scouting going on over here, and in addition to that, we can see LucifroN still not really doing much of anything. Just macroing up, and that's all he's focused on. 1-1 upgrades done. 2-2 upgrades now finally coming through now that that armory is finished, and we will be seeing a transition into Ghost as he works up his Mobius reactor, giving them that extra energy upon popping. SCV Scout checks out the third base there at the high yield expansion, so at this point in the game, LucifroN is aware of it, but again, is he going to do anything about it? That's the question. Because once more, I really haven't seen a lot of action at all. Just macro. Let's take a look at upgrades over here for NeV. What is he at? 1-1, and coming on out with 2-2 as well. Although quite a bit behind here of his opponent, LucifroN. As LucifroN is just about to finish his 2-2. And he might be preparing to mobilize. He's got his Vikings now And the numbers are getting pretty high. Now, they don't have any upgrades at all, and none of them are coming either. But this is a lot of Vikings, and will allow him to be able to take out those Colossus pretty quickly. Let's take a look at the Colossus numbers. Just 2. In fact, that's what he'll be sticking with. He has got High Templars coming on through as he is researching that Sonic Storm. As we can see, there is also an Archon already in play. A couple more gateways coming out as well to allow him to get those Charge Zealot and Archons out much quicker. And here comes the push. 2-2 upgrades now finished here for LucifroN. Weapons level 3 coming out, and NeV still at 1-1. This could be dangerous as a result. Keep in mind, we do have no medevacs in play. Those Vikings best be effective, and he's going to have to be careful not to get stormed. Ghost moving forward, EMPing those High Templar. That was beautiful. Stimmed up Bio, trying to cut away from those Charge Zealots. Nice force fields, but the Colossus get taken out, and the Vikings will be landing, and a little bit of micro there from LucifroN, trying to spread out and avoid any splash damage from those Archons. More force fields, more Charge Zealots, but here come reinforcements. Medevacs helping out the rest of the bio, and this is a little scary right now as NeV may be losing his third base. Bio stims up. Vikings on the ground now helping as well. Is he just going to go straight for the Nexus and sack some of his units? Yes, he does. He takes it out. We'll be pushing back right now. We should be seeing a lift off unless he's going to try to continue to micro his forces there. Looks like he may just be doing that. Just going to try to continue to micro his forces. He's actually about to lose the medevac. We got a couple of medevacs also moving on over there. I think those are just misrallied. There we go, grabbing those with the rest of his medevacs. They are all hotkeeyed to number 3. How beautiful is that? And now finally hotkeying the rest of his forces, which are over here. Now, unfortunately, that's really bad for NeV right now. We'll take a look at the resources lost. They are about even with NeV slightly behind. But once more, take a look at the income. Losing an entire expansion sets you back so much as LucifroN has that great economic advantage. And again, NeV really hasn't done anything to retaliate whatsoever. And gosh darn it. I hit the back button. I am so very sorry, but luckily that only sets us back about 10 seconds. So in a few seconds, we'll be seeing some pylons over here. I hate that. I hate when I do that. I meant to hit vision. I apologize infinitely to you guys. All right, let's take a look here. Is there any other drops or anything going on? No, nothing at the moment for LucifroN. LucifroN working up 3-3 upgrades right now. More and more ghosts coming out. He is in a great advantage right now. I love the double starport action too to get some reinforcement Vikings and continue to churn out those medevacs. I'm worried though. He's again keeping up that Viking production, and at the moment there are no Colossus in play here at all for NeV. So he best halt that Viking production, or else he's going to be in a heap of a lot of trouble. And here are 2 Zealots getting warped into the high ground here to hit that third. And we'll be seeing some High Templar actually move over here. This is going to be a bit of damage here. Zealot's already sitting at 1 and 2 kills. Looks like it's 2-2, and even more SCVs getting taken out. But bulk of the force over here for NeV also moving into this position, and let's see, is he going to choose to engage at the moment? Preparing to drop some storms, and the ghost out of place. The storms get laid down, and the bio just sits in it for so long, but is it going to be enough? That did a lot of damage, but still NeV is retreating. Going to be trying to get some more reinforcements, another Zealot, couple more High Templar there as well. Reinforcements, oh, here come the EMP actions going on. High Templar trying to stick in the back, trying to recoup that energy to allow for some more storming. Can't do it yet, but he should be getting relatively close. He's going to need a total of 75, and still got a little whiles left to go. Again, a little bit of a dance here between these two forces. We get some reinforcements that can be coming in just a moment. There they are. Some more Charge Zealots coming on through. Let's take a look here, LucifroN Vision, see if he's doing any sort of drop in, and I hit it again. The back button kills me. Absolutely slays me so much. All right, taking a look at LucifroN Vision. He doesn't have any drops. I apologize so much for that, guys. That was really awful. Looks like he did manage to scout back here, though, so now he knows that we've got that proxy pylon back over there. Here comes another engagement. The Charge Zealots push forward. Some nice force fields get placed down again, and allowing those Charge Zealots to push on up, but it still doesn't look like it's enough as the bio is able to muscle through. He has finished those 3-3 upgrades, and that is helping tremendously as NeV is only at 2-2, and the bio works through NeV's forces. That might be it, my friends. That might be it. That was a big win there for LucifroN. Huge disadvantage right now for NeV. He is tremendously far behind his opponent, LucifroN. Losing that high yield expansion really set him back so much, and yet again, it looks like you know, because of that expansion sniping, we're going to see LucifroN in a very strong position. He is now pushing out for another attack, and it just doesn't look like NeV has enough to be able to defend against this. His force numbers very small. Vikings pulling forward, but there are no Colossus still to deal with, so they should be landing sometime soon. We are going to see an EMP go down that takes out some of the energy of that High Templar. Stemmed up Bile, tears through those forces with ease like a knife, a hot knife through butter. And another Nexus gets taken out, and with that, NeV calls the GG. And with that, we will be wrapping up our best of 3 series here between NeV and LucifroN. Looks like the series does go to LucifroN in this third game with some nice expansion sniping. Ends up putting NeV too far behind economically, and once more, NeV really wasn't able to do much economic damage at all, and as a result, his army and upgrade suffered, and he ends up losing the game. Alright guys, thank you so much. Hopefully you did enjoy this series. Sorry again for hitting the back button. That's a huge blunder. That really doesn't ever happen to me, so I apologize for that. Those of you who made it all the way to the third game, sorry again. I'll try to make sure that I don't do that ever again in the future. Thanks again, guys, for watching. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Keep watching and keep owning.